Please remain seated. You are now entering the nerd bunker.
Oh dear me. I saw advertised the One Ring RPG, which I believe doesn't have anything to do with the current, like D&D, Lord of the Rings affair. This is, I think it's on Kickstarter. Let me bring the article up so I can
Yeah, it is.
have a look. Oh, it's from Free League. The guys that did
Yes.
Tales of the Loop and Alien as well. Haha.
Yes, it used to be Cubicle 7, and they lost the. Well, they didn't lose the license. They had a licensing disagreement with Sophisticated Games.
I think you told me about this.
So
once before.
Sophisticated Games own the rights for the Tolkien roleplay games.
Yeah.
And they then sold that to Cubicle 7 to do the game. I can't help but think how much of that is Cubicle 7 and Games Workshop going, you need to concentrate on Warhammer. So that put sort of some of their other games out of joint. So they gave up that license and Free League picked it up.
Okay.
And they seem to have done a lovely job of it from what I've seen.
Yeah. So I've just seen a bit of the artwork. Where does it say?
It's done by the same bloke, Martin Grip, that did Symbaroum.
Oh, okay.
Same artwork for that.
Yeah.
I mean, the Kickstarter was funded under 4 minutes.
Well, yeah. I mean,
When
I
I
knew
just,
it was going to be quick. I've never done a Kickstarter yet. I keep seeing things and I'm like, ooh, but then
Have you not?
I get frightened and I don't do it. Chicken shit. I'm like, oh
I do.
no,
I've only ever lost out on one thing. That was a
Yeah.
comic book,
Oh, okay.
but it was only like £5, I think. So it was annoying, but
But you've not lost.
now I
like,
tend
loads
to
of
only do
money.
the things that from like the big companies, Cubicle 7,
Yeah,
Free.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Ones that I know
Yeah.
are quite good on product delivery.
Well, it says.
But, I mean, yeah, at the moment, I don't know if I said it, they've got a goal of £8,685.
That's
and
not a lot of money, really.
It's no, but at the minute they're sat on £668,876
Ooh,
raised.
hello. Wow, they're definitely
Which
making
sounds
it,
like
aren't
a shitload of money. But how much of that is people buying it instead of ordering it? Do you know what I mean? So people are doing a Kickstarter, but they might not have the sales once it's kickstarted.
they? Yeah. I suppose so.
I was tempted.
But
But they do the Adventures in Middle Earth, which is the D&D 5e.
yeah.
So they are supposed to be doing that again, but that's going to be in a few months. And I figured we've more chance of playing the 5e version than learning a whole new system.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem. It's like there is all these new games. Well, they're not all necessarily new. There's just lots of different games, and I genuinely want to like have a go and play them, but there just isn't enough hours in the day. And if it's something that's a brand new system, you've got to spend the time learning it, not just playing it. Whereas if it's 5e, at least you kind of know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And you can just, have a go. Like, there's the Star Wars 5e, isn't there? Which,
Yes.
We've never even looked at.
But I've still got to learn Starfinder.
You need to give up your job.
I know. I can't help it.
You give up your job.
More people need to listen to this.
Let my child go and live in the wild. I'm sure they used to do that maybe the Vikings did it. Just go and be free. Look after yourself for a while. Come back when you're 18. Not really.
with a bear pelt
Yeah.
on his back.
Oh, talking about Vikings, we're on Dungeons and Dragons have a partnership with the Scouts. So there must be like a Scout
Yeah,
badge.
I saw that.
What's that?
I think they've sponsored the entertainer badge.
Oh, okay.
No, they didn't do it when I was a scout leader. Wait till I leave and then do D&D.
You can't get back into it.
yeah,
You
so
haven't
they've
got enough time.
They sponsored the entertainer badge, and they've kind of offered up, I think it's free starter sets to scout groups.
Yeah, it says on the Scouts website, get your free Dungeons and Dragons starter set. It's the proper starter set as well, you know, with the big green dragon on the front of the box.
Yeah.
Groups will need to cover the postage costs for the physical starter set. Although you can have the PDF version for free. But yeah, I just thought that was like totally cool. I know things have changed obviously recently, and we talk about D&D a lot because we play it. But for a game to play for like younger kids to learn social skills and maths and God knows whatever the hell else, it's like fascinating, isn't it? So I think that's really cool. Trey cool. Oh, you were looking at a different RPG, weren't you?
My Alice is Missing.
Yeah, tell me more about that.
So, Alice is Missing is a silent RPG made
I'm
by
confused
Hunters
and excited
Entertainment.
all at the same time.
So you are, I think, teenage friends of the girl Alice that goes missing. And because most teenagers now don't talk, they text. The whole game is played via text. And there's like there's a 90-minute timer on YouTube that plays background music, and it's got a timer on. And at certain times in the game, you draw a card, and then you do what it says on that card.
Did you ever play Atmosphere? VHS board game.
Is that the video game? Yes.
Yeah.
No, I never played it.
Yeah, you put your VHS in, you've got your board game, which you're trying to play in the dark, therefore you can't see the goddamn board, but you know, whatever. And you move in your bit, and then BAM! This bloke screams at you through the telly, but carry on.
But yeah, so you play this game via text. You have a group text chat, and then you text each other separately.
That sounds so fun.
There are playthroughs. On YouTube you can watch, and it just looks absolutely manic when there's like 5 or 6 text messages, just like ping, 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 ping.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You can play it. You can buy the actual game. It's about £15 for the actual game. But you can also get it on Roll20.
Oh, okay.
But I think it's one I'd like to play in person.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds like.
But they also recommend that just YouTube Alice is Missing.
Yeah.
And it's like, that looks fun.
Oh, see, this is it. There's just all these games
sitting around not speaking.
Oh dear. But yeah, I saw this article talking about RPGs, the best tabletop RPGs of 2020, and you know, it's like literally what I've just said. Like, I just keep seeing all these games that I want to play, but the depth, the variation of RPGs, there's just so many different kinds of games out there. It's like the first one that comes up in this list, and it's from a magazine called Game Informer. I mean, I'm assuming it's just a digital magazine rather than an actual hard copy. But there's an RPG called BFF, and there's no GM, and it's you play tween girls. Tween, does that? What's a tween? Is that 13? No, tween. What's a tween? Have you got a tween? How old's your daughter? Teenagers are
she's
13.
15. I think she's 20.
Oh, the less said, the better. Swiftly moving on.
No, I didn't put tweenies.
No, that's a kids program, isn't it?
Yeah.
What
Tween
is a tween?
is short for teenager.
Oh. No, tween with a
Tween.
like twat.
Tween is a word used to represent the age before a teenager, but older than child. Thus, younger than 13, but older than... Well, it depends on who you ask. 9 or 10, typically.
Okay, whatever. Whatever. But yeah, you play a tween. You take on the role of tween girls as they navigate friendship, moments of discovery, and the small quiet moments that shape our emotional selves when we're young. And you have to like give each
Everything's
other...
a drama.
Yeah. Did you remember? Well, I don't know. You might do. There was a game when I was a teenager, a tween perhaps. Oh crap! What were it called? It had a pink phone, and you had to call up try and figure out who your pretend boyfriend was or something. Dream phone, that's what it was called. I never owned it because I never owned such things. Yeah, I've still not got over not having a Mr. Frosty.
15?
No. When I was 15, I was like being a bad girl. So no, it was a lot younger than that. I was probably tween, like 9 or 10, 11 at a push.
Right.
I
was probably at the pub.
Were you 47?
So I wouldn't know a game with a pink phone. Nearly.
Oh, my laugh has degraded. I'm turned into Muttley. But yeah, you used to have this pink phone and you'd like, I don't know, get your fake boyfriend's phone number and dial up and, hi, this is Brad, etc, etc. But something else on this list. Where's it gone now? I'm like scrolling through as I
I've just loaded it up.
Where is it?
So you've got BFF, Cyberpunk Red.
This is the one that I wanted to look at.
Dishonored.
It's called, I may pronounce this wrong, Morkborg. I don't know how Swedish. I think Mork is Swedish. It's got the 2 dots above it.
Morkborg is.
Yeah.
It looks amazing. It's a bit like an art house project, but it's like a black metal RPG.
It just looks
it's like
really cool.
It is honestly like an art book.
Oh wow!
You can literally have some real black death metal images on one page, and then you turn the page and it's big bright pink lettering.
Oh, that looks so cool. I think oh yeah, it says Stockholm, so yeah, it's Swedish.
Yeah.
It just looks awesome.
It's one I have looked at.
What does it say?
And I know that...
Decidedly adult in both its content and presentation, the game presents just barely enough rules to get by, offering up explanations for character creation, combat and magic, but leaving plenty of room for interpretation. Where's the other bit? Ultimately, you're controlling doomed characters for whom certain death is perhaps one of the less brutal things that might come for them. I thought, I'll have a go at that.
I think one of the rules or pages is about how you end the world. And then I think it says at the very end, it says that you have to then ceremoniously take this book out into the garden and set fire to it with you all stood around it. I don't own it, but it is on my list of
Yeah.
ones to add to the collection.
It just sounds
It's
really
not overly
cool.
dear, I don't think.
Not. Don't say how much it is on this list, but I saw that and I thought, oh, you know what? That sounds like a cracking game. And I think it's a couple of episodes ago, I was talking about an RPG that was a Kickstarter that I really liked the look of, but I didn't end up getting. And it's actually on this list, so that sort of solved my brain freeze on that one. Vaesen? V-A-E-S-E-N.
That's a Free League one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Swedish horror role playing.
Nordic horror role playing.
Yes.
So it seems like it might have a little bit of a Call of Cthulhu vibe, but it's Nordic, which, you know, again, I've constantly twittering on about how I like my Nordic stuff.
Tales from the Loop and that is based on an artist, isn't it?
Yeah.
There is I can't remember his name now, but he's like a Swedish or Norwegian artist that does
Johan
folk
Egerkrans. The Swedish illustrator and author Johan Egerkrans. Apologies for the pronunciation. But yeah, they just look so cool.
Yes.